notice that I stopped bending. But you could do it either way. You could even slide. That's nice. So it'd be... And since I'm doing them all pretty evenly, I skipped the 5th of the chord, which was on the 8th fret, the 5th of the F7 chord. And then you can permutate these notes in different orders, like low note, high note, second lowest, second highest. And now we had... Okay, now if you did the exact same here, that's okay. And then we just stick with that. But doing them the same way every time gets a little dull. It's kind of obvious, you know. I mean, the layman listener hears that pattern. So what you might want to do to give it a little more variety is permutate for each chord. So maybe we do this on the first one, and then maybe that's nice. So I did the high 2 going downward and the low 2 going upward for that F7 chord. So that was... And that's pretty nice. It actually lends us nice, gives us the opportunity to roll our pinky to be on that B flat major triad again. So here we have, and that time I did the opposite. The F7 here, I went upward on the high string and downward. Both work fine. And so now this time I've tried permutating the B flat triad. Instead of just going down, I did the high string, the pull off, and then the G string 7th fret and B string 6th fret. And now something like this. Cool. All right, so next chord, and by the way, obviously you can come up with any permutation or combination, or even passing tones. And now, if we bring that pinky down 1 fret, we have the D flat. So that's the root of our D flat 7 chord. And you can play the minor pentatonic from here. Your old-fashioned, the one that everybody knows. Use what we talked about up until that point, and then when I get to that minor pentatonic, I'll show you how just the same kind of permutations we've been doing will make it more musical. Cool, so I just did, that's a very typical sequence. So I just took it like from an exercise that we did before. Okay, and that sets us up really nicely actually. I ended on the 6th fret of the B string. The next chord is a G flat major 7 chord. And so, if I put my middle finger on the 7th fret of the B string, which is 1 fret up from where I was, right? I played. That's the G flat. So here you can play your major triad. Just like that other sweep pattern that we talked about. But I'm only doing the high part, obviously. And you can do any permutation. And actually, the funny thing is I ended on the 3rd of the next chord, but a beat before it. Now, what if I wanted to resolve into the 3rd? I don't want to play the 3rd and then not be able to resolve into it, right? So why don't I play a fret above or below it? I'll go from below. So here we had our G flat. All right, now what is this in relation to our G flat? It's a sharp 11, okay, which sounds nice, but even if it were something really heinous sounding, you could do it anyway because it'll be tense and then resolve to that A7. So this. All right, and you can't hear it necessarily without the chord. And hear this tense, but it resolves to the A7. Okay, I'll play that again. Alright. And this is just the A7 chord. So, if you want to take an easy out, you could play your blues pentatonic. And that's the only reason I say easy is because most guitar players have been playing that so much to this point that it just fits easy under the hand. But another thing you could do is you could play your diminished scale. So let's see, we ended here. You could play, you know, like Yngwie. Or you could do the altered scale, which was the one we talked about last time. Right? Or we do it like this. But where we left off, G flat major 7 to A altered, and then to D. We need to resolve for that major chord. Okay? So the whole thing, E minor 7, F7, B flat major 7, D flat 7, G flat major 7, and then A7. And borrowed from the altered scale there. And then D major 7. You know, and I just played the third, the root, and the major 7. Sharp 11.